video. So I'm talking to Simply Beauty Boutique, and she is talking about how she had some healing work to do with her 22-year-old because she was a young mother. I was like, sis, me and Bailey, Bailey made it through her childhood with me as her mother by the hairs of her chinny chin. Like, I get it. So we're talking about each other. And you know what? We're talking about her mama too, because they're doing generational healing. Her mother, Ashe, her mother is open to healing. She was like, she was closed off at first, but now she's asking questions. She said, her mama said, why did that trigger me? I was like, girl, I would fall out if one of my parents, well, I only got one parent left, so I would fall out if my dad was like, man, I was sitting and contemplating the universe the other day. I would just fall out to hear anyone from that generation who has been open to the transition. There's plenty of people in that generation who grew up in this energy from their 20s or their teens, or some were birthed into it, so they're open to it. My dad was like, what the hell is a self-love journey? You just love yourself. So I was just like, that is so awesome that your mom is open and she's self-evaluating and she's figuring herself out. Did I mention Simply Beauty is a part of the Sister Support Network? Yes, make sure you check her out. You check her products out and check out the video. Check out the Sister Support Network playlist. I use Simply Beauty products to begin my locks. I also mentioned that I traded my book, What's the Best That Can Happen, to help increase my network. And when she got the book, her mama started reading it. She gonna send me a message and say, girl, I didn't even start reading the book because my mama got it. Generational healing. Like, we don't know how monumental that this is, that she and her mother and her daughter, 3 generations of women, are actively healing in the same household. I'm assuming it's the same household. But regardless, they're healing together. That means the mother can now go out to her peers and spread the message. That means that the daughter can now go out to her peers and spread the message. And that means that the Simply Beauty Boutique can go out and spread the message into her community. Do you see how this intentionally healing can heal the world? But it must start with your world. Anyway, so back to the story. She tells me how she has a 22-year-old daughter who has, some healing to do because she was a young mother. I said, girl, same, but mine's 18. And I was like, but as long as you're receptive and you're willing to accept her truth, y'all gonna be good. And she messages me back and she's like, yeah, and I don't know if she's talking about a mama or she's talking about a daughter, but somebody's a daughter in there somewhere. She was like, she's my best friend and we're on the same vibration now. And that's what I wanted to talk about real quick. So anyway, we're talking about how our good sis, Simply Beauty Boutique, make sure you check her products out. She's part of the Sister Support Network. Simply Beauty Boutique is using What's the Best That Can Happen generationally in her home. What's good, y'all? I'm Lonnie Appleton. I am a healthy family advocate. I am also the author of What's the Best That Can Happen. This is my, as I know now, shadow work guide. Journal. There is journal work in here. This is my self-healing journey. I documented the process. You should probably document yours too. Matter of fact, I encourage you to do so. There's a whole chapter in here about journaling. That's what y'all's book should look like too. Anyway, I hopped on here because Simply Beauty was expressing that her and her daughter, or maybe her and her mom, but somebody's a daughter somewhere, are on the same vibration. I was about to give her some cautionary information. I was like, let me make a video because she's not the only mother who is seeking relationship with her daughter. They get on the same vibe and then this shit happens. I guess nothing happened, but my point is you're going to fall out of frequency with your child. Matter of fact, you're going to fall out of frequency with everybody because you're constantly evolving. Your evolution, if you are intentional, will not stop from this day forward. The unfortunate thing, fortunate thing about this is I was cognizant enough to know to document it. The unfortunate thing about this is I didn't know what I was documenting. All right, so the point of the conversation is as you evolve and grow into your higher self, you will know that you're not going to discontinue the growth into your higher self, which means you may presently be in vibration with whoever you are working cohesively with to work, or cohesively with to align with. You may presently be in vibration, but I wanted to let you guys know that you will fall out of vibration. Just like you had to attune yourself to whatever level you're on, as you continue to level up, or as they continue to level up, you guys are going to continue to fall out of vibration. And that's what happened with me and Bailey. That's what's been happening with me and Dre. And that's what's going to continue to happen. But the cool thing about it this time is I recognize it. I tell you guys, don't just listen to what's coming out of somebody's mouth, but actually listen and hear what they're saying to you specifically. At the point, Pick up your copy of What's the Best That Can Happen at LonnieTaylorArt.com. Come on now. I can't say it directly because they'll flag my video. But the point after that is, as you continue to vibrate into your higher frequencies and you continue to work on yourself and you continue to shed the false realities, continue to move into who you truly are, into who you are becoming, you and whoever you started vibing with, you're going to fall out of frequency. You're going to have to learn how to communicate with each other all over again, because you are starting to speak at a frequency that they're not there yet, and it's going to go like this. But if you are aware now, you can have patience with each other. And when they say, I don't understand you, like, we have to relearn how to communicate. It has happened twice intentionally with Bailey and I. The first time was around the time that I was posting all those videos talking about I'm arguing with everybody. Why? Because my frequency changed and nobody was understanding me. And so we all had to figure out how to communicate in the physical world. But we don't understand that we're also attuning our frequency. So in the physical world, we're like, okay, we need to learn how to communicate, which means you have to verbally tell me what to and to not say to you. So that's the work in the physical world. But in the spiritual world, I understand that you are also vibrationally attuning yourself to each other's frequency. And this has to be intentional. And so it's recently happened again with me and Bailey, because we started having misunderstandings, and that's how you know you're on different frequencies. So if you already are surrounded by people that you're having misunderstandings, you already know you're not on the same vibration, because you should be able to understand each other. You understand each other, this is the side I always use, my spirit self. You should understand each other in the physical world. Yeah, that's probably how you bonded, that surface trauma bonding, but you vibrate and you understand each other's coded language. If you want to know if they're pretending to vibrate on your vibrate, just look at how many times y'all have misunderstandings. Everybody's going to bump up against someone, but their willingness to evolve shows that you are not on the same vibration, but they're willing to do the work to get on your vibration. So you either got the person where you're having misunderstandings and it just is what it is. You got people you're having misunderstandings with because y'all aren't vibrating at the same frequency, but there's a willingness to align. And then you got people that just know. As soon as we hit a misunderstanding, boom, somebody shifted frequency. And if you're paying attention to yourself, you know when you level up. Like, I know that I'm in the midst. So if I start crying on camera, I know that I'm in the midst of an ascension. I know that there's a big jump that I'm about to do. Like, these like boss level jumps that I'm making, like I feel it. Whatever. But anyway, the point that I was making before I got sidetracked with the boss levels, I know that I'm in the midst of an ascension. That was the word I was looking for. I'm in the midst of an ascension. So that means when you start having misunderstandings, but you're aware that the misunderstandings are coming, once you start actually paying attention to yourself, you'll know when you experience an ascension. And I know a byproduct of that, just from my own personal ascensions, is you get really emotionally unstable. You know, sometimes it's anger. I witnessed Dre's ascensions and it's manifested as anger. My ascensions manifest as I'm just crying all the time. Nothing's wrong with me at all, and I'm crying. So it's going to be a release of energy as you experience your ascension. That's all I've observed. I don't know, I haven't studied it. But if you're experiencing, and you're doing the work, if you're experiencing emotional instability, before you turn to the medication and the diagnosis, because, you know, mental health matters. Are you doing the work? And if you're doing the work, you're potentially experiencing an ascension, and you know you're having an ascension if you start having misunderstandings.